I don't have rules.
Asshole.
I do what I want. Ha ha ha!
Hi guys.
There's this. You're seeing how little control I have over this group tonight,
Lies.
especially.
Insight check.
I have.
Excited. We're excited.
I'm gonna roll a
Dad.
d20. I'm rolling for control. I rolled a 13. That can't be good.
You got everybody
a good
but
number.
Dwight.
Right. That's pretty much every week. Hey, internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep Mysteries, Book 4, A Deep and Creeping Darkness. This is Chapter 42, Who's Afraid of a Syria Wolf? And perhaps tonight we will find out. We will catch you up on what's going on in the book club's adventure so far and play some D&D here in just a couple moments. First off, I believe I owe you all a domain tome.
Hey.
From whom?
From Gary.
That one in particular would be a Gary, domain tome. In case you're wondering what these little magical books up above Brooke and Jordan's head, those are our domain tomes, a way that you, the viewers, can have an impact on the game simply by subscribing, donating subs, gifting subs, resubbing, all that good stuff, or you can tip through here or Ko-fi, or you can cheer 500 bits. Those will all earn domain tomes that they can use for gaining advantage on a roll, re-rolling, or they can choose to make me re-roll. But if you look up at the very top above there, you see a row of 5 special limited edition domain tomes. They are a little more costly at $20 each. And these 5 were donated quite a while ago by our good friend D20. Those are a way that I, as the Dungeon Master, can use them to my advantage. For one, I can get a helping hand and get some advantage. For 3, I can re-roll, or for 5, I can counterspell the player's re-roll and make a roll stand. But I can only ever have 5 of those at a time. So keep that in mind if I end up having to use those. That's the only way I get those. Be sure to check out our channel sponsor, Talon and Claw. Talon and Claw, makers of fine wooden dice accessories and tabletop accessories. Their link is in the chat at their Etsy shop. Check out what you want from the store, all kinds of great stuff, and use code MTDClaw at checkout to get 10% off your order and help support the channel. So please do check that out. If you are new here, or maybe you've fallen behind and you want to know what's going on, you can catch all of our VODs at youtube.com/miniterraindomain, as well as all of our other streamed shows. So head on over there, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, all that good stuff. Quick question for those of you in chat. I'm curious because I'm seeing some weird anomalies here. How is the stream coming through? Just let me know if it's buffering or if you have a good clear picture and sound. Because I can't tell. I'm getting a lot of red lights here.
It's clear on my end, if that helps.
Oh, well, that is good to know because it's frozen on my screen.
Yeah, it's fine on mine.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the 14 tabs and windows I have open.
No.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Jordan, Assyria, everybody else who's Assyria. I just thanked both you and your character. I meant to say Ashen and Cole.
That's how you know he's immersed.
Oh, I'm already immersed in this game.
Oh, God.
Jordan knows when your character's name is in the title, it's either a really good or a really bad thing, and it's very rarely the former.
Yeah, that is mine.
We'll see what happens here momentarily. Before we start playing the game, we do, of course, want to take just a moment and remind you that you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference, whether or not you believe it. Sometimes we struggle for any number of reasons. Things maybe difficult for you. First off, that's okay. It is okay to not be okay. And it's important that you know that. Secondly, you don't have to struggle alone. There are resources that are available for you, and just in case you don't know where those are, we've made it so it's as simple as typing !help at any time during our stream. Plus, this information will pop up in the chat periodically, as well as along the bottom of the screen. But that is for the website findahelpline.com. It's all one word. Very simple website to use. All you have to do is put your location, where you are in the world, hit enter. A bunch of help services will appear. So be sure to bookmark that for yourself or for a friend, and just have that at the ready in case you or somebody you know needs it. And we just want you to know that. With that, oh, okay. I was on the fence about whether or not I was going to say anything. So we are,
because I told you to.
Well, yeah, I'm doing it because you told me to. Because Dwight is, in fact, the boss of me, sometimes. This is actually the first time we're officially announcing it. So, scoop, extra, in June, we are kicking off the first ever Mini Terrain Domain Presents Call to Adventure. Call to Adventure is our brand new, we've been doing it for a few years, working on charity streams and charity streaming events, but this is sort of our coordinated effort, and we are partnering with Game to Grow for a weekend-long event that will kick off on June 16th with the Dawnbringers. There will be several games throughout the weekend with special guests and lots of room for players, and we'll be raising money for Game to Grow, a wonderful Seattle-based mental health organization. And the weekend will come to an official end. The event will come to an official end on Monday, the 20th at 8 p.m. with Scribes and Scrolls. So we're bookending our two flagship games.
Yes.
Lots of great games. We're going to have some folks from Game to Grow and other folks on screen. Lots of the usual charity stream antics and incentives, all for an absolutely wonderful cause. So be sure to follow at Big Bearded Nerd and at MTD_Jake for the deets on that. And get a hold of us. If you would like to help out moderating and things like that, I'm going to drop the link to the Discord. You can message myself or Dwight in there. But we want this to be a very community-focused event. We're very excited about it. And there's going to be some we think it's going to be awesome. So, with that, I think it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's go.
So, in our most recent adventures with the book club, you have been at sea for 5 days. What should have been a 3-day journey. Storms came up. A dragon turtle bribed your group barely out of port. Storms came up, wrecked the ship a little bit, causing a couple-day delay. Unfortunately, it is the night of the full moon. Taking precautions, the party tried to keep it as quiet as possible, but word quickly spread that Assyria gets a little wild when the full moon comes out. Was bound in some silver manacles that Doc created specifically for the occasion, and voluntarily placed herself in the brig in the hold of the ship, where she is currently going full-on werewolf and trying to break out of this cage. Has already broken her manacles, but Doc also put an arcane lock, which is at least keeping the lock from being broken. But Assyria is just in the first throes of this full werewolf form and is not quite herself. In fact, she's not even fully there. Assyria, you are currently, you have, whether through a vision, a dream, or whatever mechanism you're not sure, you have recently spoken with your mother, who asked a few questions and was also giving you a little bit of information. But then the landscape in your vision changed to that of a burned out forest. And a Shatterkai woman with lips sewn shut with silver wire appeared and telepathically introduced herself as Venetrix Shadowheart. Meanwhile, on the deck of the ship and in the hold, the captain has a couple of people watching at the top of the stairs to the hold. The other members of the crew are well aware of what is happening down in the hold, and thanks to Kahlo, played by our wonderful guest player Brooke, Kahlo sent out their turtle familiar to spy and learn what was happening and let Manistrad, Copperlocks, and the rest of the survey team know what's going on.
Some version of what's actually
Some version of it's what they think is going on. And that is sort of where we pick up.
Oh, boy.
Is in this I imagine what we see is night has descended and we see the sinful dragon bobbing on the waves, surrounded in otherwise darkness as the little bit of light from the lanterns barely casts illumination onto the waves. And from a distance, all seems fine until we begin to hear the muffled sounds of howling and roaring coming from within the ship. And we sort of zoom in through one of the mid-deck portals in past Shaltha and Magrundan standing guard at the top of the stairs, and zoom down to where we see everybody gathered around a cage where a violent display is taking place. Assyria, the werewolf, I would like you to roll me a d6.
Which dice?
Hope for.
You. 6.
You, all that are watching, see as Assyria in wolf form leaps upward, clawing at the ceiling at the top of this brig in which you are imprisoned. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
Based on your strength, which your strength is currently at a 15. So you're going to make an attack roll on the ceiling.
Is it still 16 it was 16 last week.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. Okay. I meant that. Yeah.
Yep,
correct.
It's a difference of 1. But, that is going to be a dirty 20.
Okay. I would like you to make a second attack.
Okay.
Because you have multi-attack in this form.
That is going to be a 21.
I would like you to roll damage.
Okay.
You are proficient with these, so you'll add it's going to be I had this just a second ago. 1 second. Your damage will be
It's fine.
2d4
Okay.
plus your strength modifier
Okay.
for each attack. So you'll roll 4d4.
Okay.
Oh
First attack is going to be 9.
Okay.
And second attack is going to be 7.
All right. You all watch as a serious werewolf form doesn't so much as leap up as just stretch up and begins to claw at the ceiling, and you see slivers of wood rain down around her and gouge marks in the ceiling, but these are thick planks, and her attacks so far don't seem to be strong enough to break through the ship's damage threshold. What are you all doing, those of you that are in this immediate area? What are you doing as Assyria rages within this cage?
Doc is going to cast a spell, and he's gonna touch himself, and he's gonna say, "You can do it." And then he's going to reach into his pouch, and he's going to do something he's never done before. He's going to make a dexterity attack at Assyria. He is going to flick a silver piece at her.
Oh, what a stud! Coming in hot with the nickel.
That would actually be a strength check based attack.
Well, that's even better for me. No, actually, never mind. They're both the same. Doesn't matter.
The pep talk, shutting down the pep talk immediately.
Never mind.
Okay. +5. So 23 to hit with the silver piece.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, your AC is 10 plus your dexterity plus 1.
Yep, so it hits.
What's that going to do? 1 damage, I'm assuming?
It's actually going to yeah, it's going to do 1 damage because it's a coin.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, you will take
But
1
no
damage.
damage reduction.
Right.
Yay.
There you go.
What about the rest of you as Doc flicks a coin at Assyria's wolf form?
So I guess I would see I would see Assyria going at the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get the idea that the ship, like this ceiling is the next deck, is the main deck's
100%.
floor? Okay. I guess I would want to rush to the top of the steps and like, who is standing right there? Is it Shaltha and
McGrundon are his name is not McGrundon. No, it's McGrundon. I had shifted to calling him McGrundon, which is what Dwight was calling him.
His friends call him McGrundon.
That's McGrundon.
We're having haggis, and I don't want to hear a word about it. I would get to the top of the steps, and I would just be like, "She's trying to get through the floor. You gotta let us out so we can go up and as Tira's saying that, she's trying to just make her way through them, like beside them.
They're not. Neither one of them
Doing
tries
that.
to stop you.
Good. Screw them. I thought they were to keep us down here until morning. I thought that was the standing order.
The whole reason they were there is to keep her from getting up if she gets past all of you.
Yep.
Okay. Solid. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go up on the main deck and like kind of...
That's actually,
wait.
It's not the main deck. It's because you all are in the
It's
One deck
hold.
above.
So it's
one deck
the
above.
midship or mid deck.
Okay. I want to get to the mid deck and kind of try to figure out where Assyria is going to come out if she
you
gets
have no question as you see Kahlo and Manistrad and all of them
Hi.
sort of in their area staring at a section of the floor where the floorboards are going.
Oh shit.
What is?
I am.
Well,
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you got it.
I am going to try to snare Assyria again. So this is going to be a DC 14 intelligence check, investigation.
And Vorn is looking at Vizia. So is the cell
Wait.
door itself open?
Hold on 1 second.
No.
1 second. What did you say that check was, Dwight?
It's an investigation check. So I've placed a snare under her, under her feet as she's jumping up. There's a snare, and so if she fails her investigation check, it will trigger the trap.
What spell is that?
Snare.
Oh.
Good named.
Hi, everybody. I'm a dungeon master.
It's almost like you have so much going on.
It's called. I cast a rope around the ankles.
Yeah.
Oh, that spell. I know that one.
Yeah. You want me to go ahead and roll for it?
At disadvantage.
Okay. Makes sense. No, that makes sense. Investigation. At disadvantage, that is still going to be a 15, just barely.
So you're aware that it's there. Depending on how the rest of this scenario plays out, there is still a chance, because it persists, there's still a chance that you could get caught in this since it's persistent.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a tight space.
Yeah, so it triggers when a creature moves onto the ground or... Oh, sorry. So the investigation check is to tell if it's there. It triggers... It's a DC 14 dexterity check when you move on the ground where it's cast.
Okay.
Which was directly under your feet. So.
Nice.
So yeah, go ahead and make that dexterity check. And then if you avoid it, you're still going to have to make that check every time you move around in this cell.
Okay. That's going to be a 25. I'm very dexterous. Sorry,
At this point, Assyria in wolf form is almost like clinging to the bars with hands and feet, and in a very disturbing way, almost like crawling sideways across the bars.
Shit.
Vorn, what were you doing?
Well, I was, because Tira's going up, I figured that I may be useful going down because I am strong, and I may be able to grapple her because I got a +4 on that grappling. But for whatever reason, D&D Beyond is...
There is no down, Ricky. We are on the very bottom.
Yeah, you're on we're on the lowest deck now.
I'm saying I would stay at that lower deck.
Aha.
I mean, down is like the ocean.
Yeah, you would be...
Well, there's a bilge area, but...
I get it.
But no, Ricky, D&D Beyond was going down... D&D Beyond was acting up earlier for me. I had to reopen it in a new browser, but I have 4 tabs open right now.
I just got it back up.
Okay.
All right.
Nobody clip anything we've said in the last few minutes, because it's been double entendre city.
All right.
Like, it's going to change the rest of the game.
Right. Yeah, Ricky, your volume is also really quiet. Like, I can barely hear you at the moment.
You were great at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How about now? Is that better or worse?
A little bit better.
A little better.
Okay. I'll talk louder as well.
All right. So, and you had asked if the door was open. The door is not open. It's arcane locked.
It's arcane locked. Okay. So there's no way to get inside that cell then, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
That depends. Doc, did you give anybody access when you arcane locked it? Because the condition of the spell is that you can. So, no, you can't get in without attempting to break the door down yourself.
Jeez. And she's going up, correct?
She made 2 attacks at the ceiling and then stopped. She's not like digging through the ceiling. She is a caged animal trying every vantage point to try to get out. Kahlo.
What?
Oh, sorry. What were you doing, Vorn?
No. I got nothing. Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead,
Kahlo, you see Tira come running up and is looking at this place where you're all looking at the floor where it's sort of bursting. Not bursting, but the boards are very clearly something is pushing up at it. What are you doing?
Well, did I just see Tira come up?
Oh, yeah. She's standing right there, sword drawn, apparently.
Okay.
Yes.
And I saw you come up from below there. I would turn to you and I would say, what in tarnation is happening right now?
Sorry. Well, one of my friends is sick, and seasick. It's not seasickness. She's a werewolf, and we're all screwed.
Yeah, and as she's saying that, Vorn kind of comes up behind. Yeah, agreed. Not sick at all. This is just who she is, and I'm prepared to help. In fact, as she's pushing up on the floors, I guess I'm just gonna wait to see if she breaks through.
Yeah, same. I'm just kind of like ready.
But I don't have my sword in my hand. I have my.
And I would turn to.
If this is normal, what do y'all usually do?
This is our first time dealing with werewolf. Would you say?
Yeah. It's first time dealing with it directly. Do you have any weapons? Because if you do, I would suggest getting them.
You got any silver?
She looks down. She's just got that quarterstaff with the crystal on the top. That's what she looks at.
Well, that's really pretty and everything, but...
Any silver at all? Threads, forks, anything?
I don't think so. She starts slowly digging around in one of her many bags.
I imagine her just gently like putting her backpack down and like slowly unflapping it.
And it like falls over because the ground is shaking.
Oops.
As...
She's like, oh, hold on a minute.
And I'm just like frantically looking between Kahlo and Vorn and then the floor and then Kahlo and Vorn and the floor and just like...
As Kahlo's doing that, Manistrad quickly... you see Manistrad talking to some of the others of her team, to Rose, Apple Blossom, Raywin Silverthread, and the Rack and Crack sisters, telling them all to move to the front of the ship in this sort of hold area. There's a at the front of the ship there is a door, and she instructs them to all go in there. And as they all head to that front area to lock themselves in whatever room is up there, she goes to her own pack, and you see her pull out a hand axe and tuck it into her belt, and then she unstraps a great axe from her pack as well, and pulls out from her pack, as just in case, sort of unfolds this crossbow and starts locking into place and making sure everything's there, and just says, "Great, if we need to, we're ready to deal."
Oh God. Okay, real quick. So as soon as Tira hears that, she kind of remembers the promise that she made Asaria that if she were to escape, then she would take care of it. And so she would turn to Vorn and kind of like with a certain like finality in her eyes, she would look to Vorn and like she would put her hand on his cheek and be like, "Stay here, keep everybody safe." And then I would run back downstairs, and I want to be the one. I want to be right by the bars, just kind of waiting for
now
what I
where's
feel
she
inevitable.
going? Is that the best idea right now?
It's okay, we got it. And Vorn, like, points to the axe on his back, but he pulls out his book flail, which has a chain, I imagine like a 3 to 4 foot chain between the book and the flail itself.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared to restrain if necessary.
Yeah, Kahlo, you basically see Vorn at first looks like he just pulls out a book and then sort of lets it drop with this length of chain, and this book has, like, where you would have those sort of decorative edges and the corners, they're all sharp points. This is clearly a weaponized book.
And Vorn shouts out, like, "Ditto, any suggestions?"
Right. I was thinking that I would stay here and move under your armor, where I'm less likely to be killed.
Ditto is the most smart person on our team.
Hey, Ditz, we're in this together, right?
Right.
But
if you die,
okay,
I will go to someone else.
Oh gosh. All
right, I don't want you to die.
Sure.
With friends like these, man.
Tira, as you head down the stairs, and we see this sort of shot of you running down the stairs, and as you sort of take in your position next to the cage, the camera keeps moving past, where suddenly Asaria grabs the bars and lets out a howl and the camera pushes into that one golden eye, and Assyria, you are in this burned out woodland area, and this Shatterkai woman stands before you, and she has just introduced herself as Venetrix Shadowheart. She has her lips are sewn shut with silver wire, and she is a roughly 6 foot tall. By elven standards, she looks to be the human equivalent of probably mid-20s to early 30s. But that could put her anywhere from 100 to 300 or 400 years old by elven standards.
Saria will kind of go into, it looks like almost a defensive stance, but also is a little bit of a runner stance too. Like she's kind of unsure, going from a very peaceful place to now this is looking wrecked, and this stranger that said a very familiar name just appeared to her. She'll kind of narrow her eyes. What the hell is this?
You could call it a dream. You could call it a vision. It's a newly opened connection that we share now.
That doesn't sound creepy in any way, shape, or form.
My guess is your physical body is in a bit of well, let's hope your friends are prepared to deal with it, as you are completely out of control.
They're more than capable. Now, why don't you answer this question? What the hell do you want with me?
It's not a question of what I want. This is not a desire, nor is choice involved. You, me, we are linked intrinsically. And she takes, she's wearing these sort of dark, very dark robes. You do see a lot of the decorative elements are in silver, and there's an emblem sort of at the, like, she has this kind of like V-neck, and like right there where the V comes together, there's an emblem of a raven. But she takes that raven and kind of unclasps it and just pulls her shirt open a little further, and you see between her breasts at her sternum, she has a mark, a sire mark like yours. And then she just carefully refastens it. We are linked by this. I'm sure that less answers your question than gives you more questions.
Exactly.
We have time. Ask away.
How did I even get this mark?
The exact nature of how the marks were given to us, I unfortunately do not know, but I know that Ravona Shadowheart, my mother, is responsible. She is the founder of a coven of witches calling themselves the Sisterhood, or the Sisters of Selûne. Years ago, they performed a ritual that bestowed a very specific form of lycanthropic curse upon, well, you and me, and at least one other that we know of.
you said it was, or rather, this other has mentioned that it's through a bloodline.
So,
what bloodline?
You have met the other?
Possibly.
I see you like to play your cards very close to the chest.
Well, I don't exactly trust you, so...
You shouldn't. Yes. I knew that it was for me, directly through my blood connection with my mother. The Sire Mark manifested on me 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I almost immediately went through my 3-phase transformation into full form lycanthrope. It was over 10 years later before the other manifested, and would be a total of 15 years until your mark manifested, yet for some reason it took years for your transformation to begin.
I'm guessing you have no idea behind that.
Well, I don't, and neither does Ravona and their coven, the rest of the sisterhood. They could bestow the curse, but they could not control when it would manifest, so they've been waiting. But with you, in the midst of your second phase, their plan will come to fruition soon, or they will attempt it.
So, then do you have any idea which bloodline then I guess I have, and Soren, perhaps? I'm assuming you know about him.
Soren is your wolf companion.
Yes.
And is also your brother, Adric.
Yes.
Yes. It was through your blood connection with Thaedred that you received the mark. Thaedred was marked first, but was found to be a mistake.
Now that's a bit rude. What do you mean by mistake?
When he received the mark, even before what would have been his first phase of transformation, he began to falter.
Huh.
His mind would have broken, and he would have been of no use. In his first phase, when he turned into a wolf, Ravona used her magic, kept him contained within that form.
I'm guessing she can't remove the mark now, can she?
Myself and my allies, that is something we are trying to do. We are trying to figure out how to remove the curse, because if we could, I assure you I would no longer bear this mark.
So is that why you're here? Trying to recruit?
You're going to have to make a choice. You're in your second phase, perhaps the most dangerous phase, because you have no control over what your werewolf form is doing. At the next moon, you will again transform. The third moon, in the third phase, you will stand before Seluna herself. You must make a choice. To either succumb to Seluna's kiss and gain mastery over your form, or resist and forever battle the pull the moon. If you accept it, you will have full control, and you will be useful to us. If you fight it, you will have no control when the moon comes, making you very dangerous. We will have no choice but to kill you.
Doesn't really sound like much of a choice.
This was not a choice any of us made.
So tell me, does this mean that your mother also has this ability to do visions or dreams, perhaps?
She's a
they're
witch.
able to give the mark.
She's a witch. She has access to lots of magics. Magics that the Raven Queen has not granted to me. As she says this, we cut back to on board the Sinful Dragon. Tira and Kahlo make perception checks.
Okay. 11.
1 second. 7.
Was that a 7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't perceive.
7-11.
Part of me was waiting for the teen to come through that. 17.
Just 7.
Oh, just 7. Just 7.
Nope, just a plain old 7, sir.
Just an old 7.
All right. I would like Doc, Vorn. Oh,
We
shoot,
failed.
Tira. Actually, yours would have been at disadvantage.
Next one's up, baby.
Tira, yours.
11.
I got you and Vorn mixed up, so yours would have been at disadvantage anyway.
Kahlo's head is buried in her backpack.
Vorn,
so
make
she's
a
used
perception check.
nothing.
Mizja and Doc
Any
make
minute
perception
now.
checks at disadvantage.
Gotta be in here somewhere.
I'm absolutely stellar at these, so this is going to be fine.
14.
17 on my side.
2.
Ooh, Ricky.
There we go, right?
Damn.
Vorn, you hear a commotion above you on deck.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear Penny Smoothhands shouting out something to someone. You hear Captain Dervish also shouting. And you hear, with that 17, you hear the unmistakable sound, because you're sort of at the base of the stairs that lead up to the top deck. You hear the unmistakable sound of swords being drawn from sheaths.
Vorn would trade his life for a whistle right now. Swords are being drawn at the sheath. Okay.
Actually, whoever has Shotha and McGrundon, go ahead and make the same perception checks as well.
So
No.
what Vorn is believing and thinking is, all right, I'm gonna draw my axe with my flail. No, wait, hatchets. No, axe. Hatchets, axe. I don't want to kill them. I want to take out knees. Okay, axe them.
Analyzer.
No,
Yeah.
7.
21 from McGrundle.
McGrundle. McGrundon definitely hears the sounds of not only those same sounds, but there's these almost like I don't know how else to describe this, but wet thuds
Mm,
above your head.
pleasant.
So, like, Top deck?
Yeah.
Above my head?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And
It's a wet thud.
as Vorn is wishing he had a whistle, you hear a bell ringing up on top deck. Ding 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 ding.
Okay.
At which point Shotha and McGrunden realize that is a call to arms on deck. And I think both of them for a moment would kind of look down the stairs at what they're guarding and would look around at everybody down here, and their first duty is to the ship and the ship's crew. So Shotha and McGrunden would most likely head for upper deck.
Can I ask a quick question, Jake?
Yes.
I was on top where Tira was, looking at Assyria kind of burst through those wooden planks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in that room. Is there a door at all, or is it just an open room?
It's the open cargo or the open middle deck. There are rooms, but you're not in any of the rooms.
Okay. Are there any large crates that I can slide on top of this area?
Yes.
Oh,
All right. So Vorn's going to slide as many crates as he can on top of the area in which he thinks Assyria is going to burst through.
that's a good idea, Ricky.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm smart.
What about the rest of you, Doc? Well, everybody. What do you do when you hear the bell ringing and you see Shotha and McGrunden?
Well, you're on the same level as me, right?
Yeah. So like I'm sliding the crates on where the wood is buckling at, as many as I can, and then I'm going to take about 3 or 4 paces away from the crates, so that if Assyria bursts through, I am prepared. I'm looking at you. All right. Do you have rope, binding equipment? What do you have?
I do. I take a long rope that I have right off from my
How
belt.
thick is it?
It's just a hempen rope. It's nothing too special. I don't think this is gonna be enough, but I might have some ideas if she comes within sight.
Right. Let's hear it.
Well, I could try to make her real small.
Permanently or temporarily?
No, it'd be temporary, but I assume a small rampaging werewolf's better than a big one.
Oh yeah, a puppy is better than a grown adult any day. All right, so let me ask you a question. Is this a spell or is this how does this work?
Yeah, that's what
I
do.
don't want Assyria to be small when she as a permanent.
No, it's I could stop it whenever I wanted.
Okay, and I look back. How much weight have I put on the area that she was bursting through? How many crates? Is it sufficient?
I mean,
Stall?
Yeah, you probably feel like you put enough on there. There's quite a few crates, and you kind of did that thing with a couple barrels where you're like rolling them, couple barrels of fresh water, where you kind of tilt them on edge and roll them in. It's enough that she's not getting through there.
Okay, all right. So
I will say that
the barricade.
I will say that that if that comes up, in fact, Assyria the wolf, go ahead and roll a d6.
All right. That is, and I will show it, another 6.
Oh
That
my god,
is-
we can't see it. Green screen.
I know,
God
sorry,
bless.
it's a seat.
Technology.
So, as if in answer, Vorn, as you're wondering if this is enough, you hear the wolf pounding against the floorboards, and these things aren't even moving. And the rest of you see that are down below deck, see Assyria clawing and punching at the ceiling again, but to no avail.
Can you tell them, somehow I need to let them know that the situation is in better shape? We need to not draw blades. We need to work on... Okay, listen.
As you say we need to not draw blades, from above you, you hear, "Draw your weapons!"
Is it Penny Smooth Ass?
Hey,
sure.
Hey,
Yes.
it's all cool.
Two
because
arms!
Assyria's not getting above. and she's not getting out, for now we're good. Let's just hold our positions, okay? Let them draw their weapons. They're totems of comfort. That's fine.
Now, I've never dealt with a werewolf before. Is this something that's just a spell, or is it something more permanent?
Frack, we can go I don't fracking know. We can figure this out after this is all done.
I wasn't just asking out of curiosity.
I know.
Idea number one.
And listen, I'm not trying to be angry or snap at you. I am. Listen, all of my brain is being used right now, and I'm just looking at the barricade. I have my flail down, the axe on my back. I'm kind of like, feathering the handle on it in case people want to get froggy.
I'm readying the spell, so if I see her, I'm going to try to cast Reduce on her.
At which point, you both hear above your head the distinct sound of swords clashing.
Now, what are they fighting upstairs?
Doc is going to... he's going to look at Asaria. Obviously, he wasn't able to get Asaria's attention with the 1 point of silver damage that bypassed her damage resistance.
He tried those.
So Doc is going to grab the bars, and keeping in mind that he's almost 7 feet tall, so he's got long arms, and he's going to try and reinforce them if she was to come at the gate. And he's going to look at her, and he is going to shout her name with the most venomous tone that he can muster. It almost doesn't even sound like him. He says, "Asaria!" And I'm going to use a tome to make an intimidation check.
Okay.
What the hell is this?
So, I want you, Assyria, to use your own charisma.
Okay.
We are 42 sessions in, and this is the first time Doc has said anything with inflection of any kind.
Yep. And is it a save or just regular check?
It's opposed.
Okay. That's gonna be a 4 because my charisma is awful. So
and as he's holding the bars, actually, you know what? No, you know what? I'm gonna do it because I knew her role. So he is going to be holding the bars, and he is going to be looking into the cage, and his eyes, which are generally cool and calm, for a moment will flash completely black, and from his memory, he sees his hands holding on to similar bars, staring into a darkened cage, and all he can see is a shock of lightning and a yelp from the darkness. So that is a 23 intimidation.
Oh, I'm intimidated.
Assyria, as you are standing there in this burnt out landscape with Venetrix Shadowheart, you suddenly hear this venomous voice of Doc cut through, and you hear your name, and even Venetrix looks around like shocked, and for a moment the whole landscape wavers, and instead of Venetrix standing before you, you see Doc clenching bars, staring at you with this intensity. And then, boom, it vanishes.
Wow.
And your next attempt in wolf form will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
I would like, for the rest of this scenario, I would like everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. This includes the NPC characters that you are controlling.
Hey. Oh boy.
Ricky, you might have missed it because you stepped out for just a moment, but you and Kahlo very distinctly heard the sounds of swords clashing above head.
Oh no, I heard it.
I wasn't sure.
People were giving me goodnight kisses, so you know.
Can't miss those.
All right, so Assyria.
Yes.
What do you got?
That is going to be a 25.
All right. I will be rolling for Captain Dervish. This is a dirty 20. Mizya.
It's an 11.
Tira.
5. Power 5.
Okay.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Doc.
That's the spirit.
9 for Doc, 12 for Shotha.
All right,
Do
hold
you
on.
want
I'm not there yet.
NPC?
Vorn.
Oh, okay.
19 for Vorn.
All right. Kahlo, yours populated.
No, that was not. That was an accident. Mine was a crit fail, and it's a 1.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a turtle.
That's
Sorry.
perfect. Perfect. That's okay. The dice
Oscar.
The die don't lie.
Who's got Oscar? Ricky, you got Oscar.
I have Oscar. Okay, sorry. I'm tripping. All right.
Ricky had some really good meatloaf earlier tonight.
It was delicious. And Oscar has a 15.
Okay.
Oscar.
LeGrandin.
11.
Interesting. Okay, for some reason it didn't separate Shotha and Penny Smooth Hands. What Shotha got?
Oh, sorry, 12.
What's Penny Smooth Hands got?
Nat 20 for a 25.
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna have, because it grouped these two together for some reason, I'm gonna have you both go on Penny Smooth Hands initiative,
Sick.
which is not 285. I hit an extra button.
Well,
And Manistrad.
She's got a 10. That's what you're gonna deal with.
that's awesome.
That's what
All
you're
right,
doing.
and then
If you
okay.
could change your fate,
Would ya?
One. And
if you could just
lastly-
talk entirely in quotes from Brave, I would love you so much.
Okay. So from now
I
on,
don't have any quotes from Brave.
everything is moving in initiative order. So we're going to start with Assyria in your mind.
Okay.
How do you react after this disruption happens?
So I actually imagine the moment that Doc kind of entered into her mind for a moment. She actually had been slowly reaching out when he disappeared. She is she's gonna quickly sit down and try and do what she was doing earlier, but in her mind, where she's mentally trying to calm down, trying to will herself to wake up. Every now and then she's keeping an eye out for Shadowheart. She's gonna actually does she have her weapons on her or no?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna pull out. I need to get a dagger. Remind me later. She's gonna pull out an arrow, and she's gonna just hold it in her hands right now. Not not noosing it, just holding it in her hands for right now.
Whatever is out there cannot harm you in here.
It's not the question of harm.
What do you think you're protecting yourself from?
Not necessarily protecting. If I want out, and I can't get myself out of here one way, what's to say another way isn't possible?
I see. I like the way you think. Flawed though it may be.
Well, Phaedrid always was the better student than I was.
And yet, all of his academics couldn't help him.
Some things can't be taught.
True. Some lessons have to be learned the hard way.
But no one's a mistake.
Are we going to speak in metaphors this whole time?
No. So, was it you and your mother that set fire to my home?
She looks at you suddenly just with this look of... What? What are you talking about? Why would I set fire to your home?
I don't know. Perhaps your mother did it.
Think of some kind of monster?
It's possible. I wouldn't put it past her, though I fail to see how that might serve. You're sitting here considering ways out of this vision. Perhaps you should be thinking about what choice you're going to make come the next moon, if you survive that long.
I'm assuming you'll be watching.
As much as I can. And she sort of kind of like makes, I don't know how to describe that. It's just that kind of like you feel something or have a involuntary reaction to something, and she kind of, and you see the muscles in her neck tighten up. Even here, I am not free from the curse. I feel its pull.
We'll speak plainly then. What else do you want?
I want you to choose to embrace your transformation so that you can use it. Join me in the Silver Talons.
Is that where my mother is too?
You're so concerned about your family.
Well, they are family.
Yet where are they? They are not here. You are here.
And she'll kind of look down for a moment. And like a moment of doubt slips in. And then she remembers the conversation she had in the woods when her mom appeared to her. And that her friends are outside of whatever this vision is. Well, I'm gonna go based upon the fact that one of my friends, I think, is trying to wake me up. And through previous conversations that my family is still here. And they're not gonna let me go.
I would like you to make a strength, athletics, or acrobatics check.
Okay. That's gonna be a 24.
Right, hold on.
Wow.
I rolled a nat 20. So
Crushing it. Let's go. What a stud.
Let's see.
I had Goblin touch all of my dice before this.
Goblin is a witch.
So she suddenly lunges at you, and as she does so, what hits you is not her hands, but suddenly a black panther is leaping towards you as she pounces at you. And you stumble backwards as she does that thing. Imagine a big cat as it sort of parkours off of you when you don't give like she thought you would. You sort of slide back a foot, and she sort of springboards off of you, lands, and immediately turns with just rippling panther muscles looking at you. And you see this panther in your mind. You hear that sort of But you see that the panther's mouth is sewn shut with silver thread.
Oh shit! Ow,
and
ow.
that is where we're going to cut to the next person in the initiative, which is you in your wolf form. I need you to roll a d6.
All right.
For the record, Tira is standing there still looking badass, flexing, getting a little bit wet from just the mist that's coming in through the walls of the ship.
Grabbing another dice because I'm scared. That's a 1.
All right.
1.
I need you. I don't think this is going to matter, but I want you to make a. I want you to make a attack at the door.
Okay. Disadvantage.
It is at disadvantage.
That's gonna be an 11.
Doc, in front of you, Assyria in wolf form, suddenly turns towards you and hurls herself at the door, but bounces off harmlessly between your arcane lock and you bracing the door. The door doesn't even budge. In fact, well, no, that won't matter because nope, that won't matter. Penny Smoothhands.
Yes.
You are on deck.
Awesome.
And Shaltha, you have just rushed up on deck to see that there are currently where'd they go?
I will have you all know while he's searching, I did get out a different sword. This one's small because Penny is a halfling. So
there are currently several what appear to be humanoid-like creatures, but they have crests on their heads, big eyes, fish lips, scaly skin, as there are several
timing is this?
Several Sahuagin blade masters are on board. These are
like a Coen Brothers movie.
These are Sahuagin that are wearing armor that seems to be made from almost like mother of pearl, and they are wielding these wicked wavy blades, plus they have sharp teeth and claws. There is also another one of these Sahuagin who is at the up near the bowsprit at the front of the ship. And she appears to be wearing robes of seaweed and kelp.
Awesome.
And she has a staff that looks like it's made almost like driftwood, but there's shark's teeth all over it. Penny Smoothhands, what are you doing?
Yes. Penny Smoothhands is shouting orders to everybody around her because she is the first mate. And she is just saying, Shaltha, get that one. And then she yells at McGrundon, you go to him. And then she would take off like a shot towards the important looking one in kelp robes.
Okay. Are you going to attack her or are you just going to run at her?
Of course I am. If I can get there, I don't know how big the ship is. And I'm very tiny.
I mean, it's big, legs. But you were already on deck.
And I'm just going cut, like Naruto.
So, and just for reference, what you saw and what the wet thuds were is the Sahuagin basically leapt out of the water, sort of like from the sides of the ship. All of you just saw these sort of thunk as they landed, 4 of them. And water splashed onto the bow and went awesome. And formed into this woman. So go ahead and
metal as hell. So as a swashbuckler, I get to make 3 attacks, 2 with my rapier and 1 with my dagger. So here I go. Here comes the one with the dagger. We'll get that out of the way first. That's an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Nice. Do you want me to roll all my attacks first and then damage? Or
Yeah.
Okay. rapier. That's only 8.
Yeah, that'll miss.
I assume that's a no.
The
And
dagger will
rapier
strike.
number 2 is a 16.
That'll hit.
Nice. Okay. So I got 1d4 plus 4 for the dagger. That's 5 points for the dagger, and then 1d8 plus 4. That's 9. So 9 plus 4, 14.
14 damage.
14. Yes, sir.
All right, Shatha.
Okay. Shatha is going to look around, and she's looking for Vorn, and not seeing him on deck. She's going to shout down, "Hey, Vorn, we need your help up here!" And she's going to walk over to the one that Penny Smooth Hands just attacked, and she's going to try and get on the other side so that they're flanking it.
Okay.
And as a swashbuckler, I too get 3 attacks. So one of those is definitely going to miss. Plus 6. So 16 and 17.
Yep, those are hits.
Okay. 4. For 14.
Okay. Another 14 damage there. Okay. That is going to take us to... Oh, it did split them up. Alright, you got lucky. I'm going to still have you stay in the initiative order, but once it went live, it split them up. That's fine. It is the Sahuagin Priestess's turn. And she is going to...
Penny Smooth Hands is ready. Side note, I also have a dagger. I got it out. Just for you.
Jeez.
I should get a point of inspiration. I have appropriate weaponry.
As the two of you rush in to attack her, she makes a gesture, and behind the two of you, water seems to coalesce off of the deck and form into the shape of a slightly glowing trident.
Ooh.
And let's see, evens it's Penny, odds it's Shatha, it's Penny.
No.
She is going to make a spiritual weapon attack against Penny, which does... is a +6. I'll roll here. Okay. The trident seems to cut in right over your head, Penny Smooth Hands, the halfling, just missing you and stopping just short of Shatha, sort of quivering in the air, just short of striking you. Awesome. From the stern castle, Captain Dervish is going to jump into action, heading towards the nearest of these Sahuagin Blade Masters. He goes into an absolute... in fact, Dervish is the kind of person that actually says this as he does it. I just gotta find the thing here.
I choose you.
Yeah. He is absolutely going to run up to this thing, and you just hear him run in and sort of slide in with his scimitars pulled, and you just hear him go, whirling dervish, as he does this sort of dancing spin move and starts spinning these blades around using his extra attacks abilities and his and using his action surge. He's gonna get 4 attacks. Or 3, sorry. No, 1, 2. No, it's 5. Because he gets extra attack. Yeah, so he's going to get 5 total attacks on this guy.
Oh my god.
With his scimitar. And that's going to be, if he rolls a 20, this is going to be really good. So he's going to slide in, missing with his first attack. Please don't make Dervish look like a fool. The second attack clings off of the guy's armor.
I think he made himself look like a fool.
The third attack rings off of the guy's armor. Come on, of course this is my character. He comes in, whirling Dervish, clang, 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 as every attack is deflected by this Blade Master.
Mm-hmm.
And you just hear Dervish go, huh, thought that would work. As he just rushed in and burning his action surge on that display. Taking us to...
Did Vorn get skipped?
No, it hasn't come to his turn yet.
Oh, okay.
We, believe it or not, with everybody that's gone, we're on initiative count 20 right now.
Oh, damn. Okay, guys.
And
go.
now it's Varn.
It's
Vern's turn.
Burn.
Vorn. It's Vorn's turn. Also, before you go, Vorn, I can't say the name.
You got it, bro.
We can either take a break now, or we can continue with the momentum and end early with no break.
Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.
Dwight, were you about to say you needed a break?
I was indeed.
That's fine. I got some time to think. It's fine.
Okay.
Take a break.
Let's go ahead. I just realized we're like 10 minutes past when we normally break. So let's go ahead as all of these, as Dervish just sort of goes, huh, I thought that would work. That seems like a good place to go.
Cut to commercial.
We'll be right back after these messages. All right, we're going to go ahead and we are going to take a short break. We will see you in about 10 minutes.
Woohoo!
Vorn, you're up.
Shit.
Shatha was just calling from you from the deck, calling for help. You are in the midship as you hear sounds of fighting above you.
Yeah, immediately Vorn double looks at the barricade that he's put forth. He's confident that it's enough to hold Asura down, at least for a while. He unsheaths his great axe. He grips it tight, and he feels the flash of a quick bit of red rage, calms himself, eyes flash purple, runs upstairs holding the axe.
Wow.
You run up on deck to see just chaos. Most of the automaton crew is staying out of the way, but the humanoid crew are fighting these fish folk. There are a few of them on deck, and there's actually one within range as you come up on deck. One of these holding a curved blade.
Can I check out to see if there's a discernible leader in the group?
Shatha and Penny Smoothhands are fighting against somebody at the front.
Okay, the bad guys, okay.
Are fighting against somebody at the front of the ship. They've seemed to be having that in hand, as that seems to be sort of like a priestess type character.
At the front. How far am I away from the front?
Coming up where you did, you're probably a good 40-50 feet away.
All right, I can't clear that in one turn.
Even doing so, you would pass through the range of some of these Blade Masters.
Yeah, as Vorn is going to make his way to the priest, he's going to start cleaving at each of the people in front, like making a way and, you know, swinging left, right, left, right.
How many attacks? You have 2 attacks at this point?
Yeah, let's go.
They are also going to get opportunity attacks on you as you run past them.
That's perfectly fine with me.
All right, go ahead and make an attack as you go running by the first one. You're going to pass by 2 of them.
So I get 2 attacks?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to roll this with advantage. How many tomes do I got to burn down?
For advantage, just 1 for each attack. So 2 if you're going to roll each at advantage.
Yeah, so each at advantage. I'm going to roll 2.
2 tomes.
Let's go. Oh, that was unnecessary. Overkill with a 26 on the first one.
Okay, yep. So you hit that one.
Okay. Do you want me to roll damage or move on to the next one first? Okay. 14 on that first one with the great axe.
That's the only damage number that's been rolled so far. It's 14.
Let's go.
That's true.
All right, that one's also going to take a swing at you with his wave cutter blade. And that is a 16 to hit.
Let's hit it.
Which will do 13 points of slashing damage to you.
Ooh.
You continue running?
Yeah, in fact, Vorn feels more enraged, and he feels the blade cut into his skin, and he lets out a loud, orcish roar as he charges forward.
All right, go ahead and make your attack at the second one.
And this one's with
Tira were there, she
correct?
would be very turned on.
Let's go.
But she ain't.
Ooh, that's a nat 20. And
Okay.
I got the opposite. I got a 1 and a 20. How do we resolve that?
So, what that means is I need you to roll a d12.
So okay. D12 is a 17.
That's not possible?
It's got a +5 on it from the...
No, I need you to roll just a d12.
Okay.
Not for damage.
Gotcha.
This is just to determine where you hit this guy.
That's a 10.
Okay, now roll a d20. Because you just did to his torso. You're doing slashing damage on a crit.
Yeah, it's 11 on that d20.
Which means you do a quick strike to his back. No. As you go to strike your opponent's chest, they raise their shield to try and block you, but your weapon splinters through. The target's shield is badly damaged. You have lowered that one's AC by 2.
Okay.
Plus any damage you do, which is automatic max damage, and then roll your damage die once.
Okay. And that gave me a 10.
So what's your max damage on that? It's a D12 plus...
It's a D12 plus 10, I think. Is that right?
No. Well, it will be, but what's your normal attack damage bonus?
+4?
Okay, so that would be 26 points of damage to that one.
Do I cut him in half?
No.
Take it.
He's wearing plate armor.
Okay.
You just cut through his shield.
Sure.
And reduced his armor by 2.
Okay.
And you make it to within 10 feet of where the priestess is.
Okay. Do I get another action, or is my character done for Vorn?
You made your 2 attack actions.
Yes, sir.
But now you get to roll for Oscar.
Oscar does... If you've ever seen a power lifter, when they get really psyched up to lift a lot of weight, they kind of slap their heads. And that's what Oscar does as he realizes his ship is under attack, literally going berserk. And what he picks up as a weapon is it looks like a smaller version of an anchor in one hand and a whale harpoon in the other hand. And, you know, pumps himself up like someone about to power lift or deadlift 700 pounds. And then is is just going to go ass clown in the middle of all of the other, what I call deep ones, on deck.
Okay.
Because how dare they come to his ship and destroy what he and his crew has worked so hard for together.
Wow.
Yeah. That's going to be a... Who was the nearest enemy to Oscar?
He can engage with one of the Sahuagin Blade Masters.
Okay. And that's what he will do. He's going to roll. Let's see how we do.
Now he can roll with advantage if he attacks recklessly.
Oh, he does. Reckless. I got a 16. But on the next roll, if he gets another one, he'll roll with advantage.
He only gets the one attack.
Oh, one attack? Okay.
So do you want to roll with advantage on that one?
He got a 16 on the first roll. Let's let that stand.
All right. This anchor-like weapon that he's wielding as an axe slams into one of these creatures' shield and sparks fly. He does no damage. Camera crash zooms down to the hold. Mizya.
I am looking around and noticing that it's just me, Doc, and Asaria down here now, right?
Tira's down there. Tira's still down there.
I thought Tira was upstairs. Okay.
No,
so,
Tira came down.
Then I am going with Tira and Doc down here. I'm going to start heading upstairs. Yes, I will go see what the noise is upstairs. Yes, and just kind of.
Kahlo the only one left on the mid deck?
Well, Kahlo and Manistrad are on the mid deck.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
A ton of barrels on top of the barrels on the floor.
So Mizya,
Keep them together.
you begin climbing the stairs, and I'll say that you can make it to where you're basically like your shoulders and head are peeking up on deck, and you just see all hell breaking loose on deck of this ship as Vorn is running past, getting cut by and cutting into these fish folk, and there's an angry dwarf wielding an anchor, and the Captain Dervish has a puzzled look on his face with two swords in his hands. Penny Smooth Hands and Shatha are fighting some seaweed covered priestess. What do you do?
Oh my. This is distressing, and I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Yep.
Luckily, it's still your turn because McGrundon is on deck.
And so McGrundon is on top deck, right?
Yep. He was already up to the deck by the time you got up there.
So where would he be in this mess that is happening?
Wherever you want him to be.
So, okay. So I would imagine that he has run up to the deck, and as everything else has started to happen around him, he's kind of distressed. This is not something he's used to seeing. He's the cook, and he's kind of like just like squeezing his hands a little bit and like nervous energy, but realizing that that things are not going well, and he just kind of growls a little bit, no, and he reaches in under his, like, I imagine he's got like a long tunic with a thing you put around your waist
apron
when you're cooking things. An apron. There we go.
Nice.
Old man brain in effect tonight. And underneath that, he has a mace kind of hanging alongside his leg. He usually uses it to tenderize really tough steaks, but he's going to put it to better use.
I love it.
He's going to go charging in at the nearest Shahuagin.
And I like to think that McGrundon calls that the meat tenderizer.
Right.
Oh yes, dude.
All right.
And that is going to be a. I'm gonna use my inspiration to roll that at advantage because that was not good. That was not much better. That's a 13 to hit.
The meat tenderizer comes flying down at one of these things and just slams into this armor. And the fish head just sort of turns, and this sort of fish creature with these, like, fins on its head just looks up at McGrundon, just a note in case you didn't see it. In my games, Dragonborn breath weapons are bonus actions if you choose to.
Yeah, because that's why as this mace glances off of this thing, I'm gonna, like that half step backwards, and just kind of reflexively expel my breath weapon at this thing.
All right.
It's a 15-foot cone, so I don't know if there's anything else around it.
I think you'll be able to. You're suddenly blowing fire breath across the deck laterally. You'll be able to catch this one and one on the other side. They need to make, I believe, it's dex saves.
DC 12 dexterity. Yep.
All right, so let's see. This is going to be. What do they have? Okay. That's an 8 for this one. And it was a 9 and an 8. So they both fail.
It's not that big a deal because I rolled all of 3 on my 2d6 damage.
Ooh,
so
shit.
Well, they're fish and there's a lot of water. Things are wet, so there's a lot of hissing and steam. And you're just preheating the oven, so to speak. Yeah, they'll both take 3. Manistrad Copperlocks, mid-deck with Kahlo.
Oops.
Right. So the rest of the survey crew is up top, right?
No, the rest of the survey crew is in the front of the ship behind a locked door.
Oh, good.
Where
Okay.
you, Manistrad, told them to go.
Well, either way, Manistrad wants to make sure that they're safe. So she's going to look up and say, they better not be messing with the crew. I'm going to do as many bad Scottish accents as I can.
No, solid.
And head upstairs, drawing her, I think she's got a battle axe and a hand axe.
All right. Well,
She's going to get up there and see where she might leap into the fray.
as you
She's
walk
trying
up,
to head in the direction of the doors to station herself in front of it.
well, the doors were on the level that you were on.
Oh, okay. Well, then she might just stay on the top of the stairs to keep anyone from
Okay, so
coming
as you
down
sort
to
of,
the mid-deck.
Manistrad moves up to the top of the stairs, just as you suddenly see the cook turn and just this blast of flame shoots across the deck, and you see
Ducks.
everything illuminated. So then you can basically hold, Manistrad can hold her action then in case anybody comes within range.
She will attack anybody who tries to come down the stairs.
Perfect. Doc.
Okay. Asaria is on the other side of the bars, and Doc is right there. And Doc is holding the bars tightly. Doc is going to lean in so that his face is right close to the bars as Asaria slams her face into the bars.
Don't get bit.
And he is going to make an intimidation check. And he is going to do that by whispering 12 words to Asaria.
Oh!
What do you whisper to Assyria?
I will tell you.
Is it a secret? Oh!
Secret. You got a secret.
Is a secret.
So I'm rolling,
Okay.
and see how I do.
Oh, shit.
Doc's eyes flash white again, except this time he isn't taken to gripped hands holding a cage. He's instead looks down to a gripped hand in a tiny child's hand.
Oh.
Okay. I have rolled.
Assyria.
Did you roll?
I have not rolled.
Opposed
I was
charisma.
Freezing. Yep. 17.
28.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what you call an ass whooping.
Assyria, the reaction to this is there's a couple things that happen. With that, as you sort of reach out and say this, Doc, you are looking into this gold eye of Assyria's wolf form. And for just a moment, you see what the scene that Assyria is in, but it's like just a quick flash. And you're not even sure you saw it, but you saw a black panther snarling at Assyria, who was holding her ground. And Assyria, in that moment, you hear Doc's voice cut through to your mind. What do you do?
She will take that a very steady breath and kind of do a half smile and quickly grab her.
That was Assyria charging up.
Yeah.
Right.
About to wreck shit.
So grab her.
Area shot. No. She's gonna get her her
This is the
lombo.
anime episode.
Yeah, she's gonna get her lombo.
Are you gonna like leap in the air backwards like this?
Yeah.
Power shot!
Assyria, shoot!
All right, so it's not your turn yet.
Yeah.
So that's sort of
Yep.
you preparing to take that action if that's what you still want to do on your turn.
Yep.
As Doc, is there anything else you're going to do on your turn?
I'm going to continue holding on to the bars.
Okay, Tira.
Does Tira see Doc doing all this? Is this like trippy, like acid trip shit that's not actually happening, or is this like all very physical? Am I seeing this?
You're seeing Doc holding the bars, staring into the eyes of Assyria in wolf form.
Did I hear him go Assyria?
You definitely heard him yell Assyria.
Okay.
I don't think you would have heard the second thing.
No. So Tira would stand there just kind of looking, mainly like staring down Assyria, just trying not to like blink, essentially. And then she kind of would, the only time she takes her eyes off Assyria is when she like hears Doc doing all this stuff. And then I guess I would hold my action too. If Assyria gets out, then I would like to act.
All right. So one of the Sahuagin Blade Masters is going to attack Captain Dervish. The one that he sort of attempted his whirling dervish. It kind of bares its sharp teeth at him, and all of a sudden its wave cutter blade just starts arcing through the air. As it does so, it sort of leaves ocean spray behind as it makes 3 quick attacks at Dervish. For a 15, a 12, and a 23. Dervish's AC is a 15, so 2 of those hit Dervish. As Dervish takes a total of 12 plus... Yikes. Dervish takes a total of 28 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
From this one. McGrunden, you're getting attacked. That's going to be a 19. Whoops. Nope, I hit the wrong button. Oh no, I didn't. That was that was the crit fail on its second attack. So after we reconcile these hits, McGrunden gets an opportunity attack, a free opportunity attack, because of the crit fail. It's only going to get 1 hit on you, McGrunden, as its wave cutter blade comes cutting in, dealing 8 points to you. And you get a free attack on it.
I think that it was a not insignificant amount of damage that was done, which affects my ability to swing back with my mace. I rolled a 4.
Okay. All right, so that's those two. The other one is going to attack at Oscar.
Oscar.
Whoops. Since he engaged with one, and then the last one is going to chase down Vorn. So the one against Oscar is going to get a 17 to hit. Did you attack with advantage on your attack, Oscar? I don't remember. Or no, you let that 16 hit stand, didn't you? That's a 17, a 23, and the last one's going to miss with an 8. Does a 17 hit Oscar? Ricky?
You're muted, my friend.
All right, let me check his stats. Hold on.
Yeah, that'll hit him. He's got an AC of 13.
Yes, that'll hit him because it's an AC of 13.
So he gets hit twice for a total of 7 plus 14, so 21 points of slashing damage to Oscar.
Nice.
And then finally Vorn, one of these comes rushing at you, chasing you after you attacked it. That is going to be a 12, which I think will miss you.
Yes.
So it's that first attack, it slams the blade, cutting into, like as you run past the mast, all of a sudden the blade just misses you, cuts in, but it pulls it out and takes another swing. That's going to hit you for a dirty 20.
Ooh.
And the third one... What?
Yes, you should reroll that dirty 20.
Attaboy!
All right, and the third one will be an
Ricky?
18, so that's 5
There you go.
to reroll.
Very judicious use of the carry tomes.
We'll see. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. All right, so that reroll on that dirty 20 is now a natural 7 for a total of 13. So does a 13 hit you? I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't. Just misses.
But I believe that one 18 does hit you.
Nice.
The one team, yeah, 18 will hit me. Yep.
The one team? So you'll take 14 points of slashing damage as the Sahuagin all take their turns. And finally, Kahlo.
Yay!
Hello! So I assume can still go even though she crit failed, right?
Yeah, it's not
Well, yeah.
fun.
It just
Okay.
puts you at the end.
This is a reasonable system.
She's been taking her time throughout all of this, slowly repacking all of her things into her bag that she had out. But it's finally her turn, and she will look around and see that most people have moved away from her. And she looks down at the ground, which is still not exploded with a werewolf at this point in time. So she's still probably more worried about the werewolf situation than whatever's happening upstairs. So I think she's going to head to look down the steps.
You can absolutely, with your movement, make it down there. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and there you see Assyria holding her greatsword, staring in at the wolf, and Doc is standing there just...
You mean Tira?
You mean Tira?
Yeah, you mean Tira?
Unless a serious.
Now I've mixed up these children's names, too!
I have been playing Tira for 8 months.
There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot happening.
Listen, I mix up Jeremy and Ted's characters every week for almost 3 years.
3 years. Yeah.
So yeah, you see the two of them down there. You see the two characters that they're playing down there, keeping an eye, and you see this wolf just attacking the bars, attacking the doors.
Does the wolf seem still aggressive?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Just in this split moment, it's eye to eye with Doc.
Well, she's gonna try what she was gonna do anyway, unless are the bars so small that if my reduce does work, that Assyria could just easily get out.
Like a Pomeranian?
I will not do it.
I was hoping you wouldn't think of that.
No, I did think of that.
Boy, this is like DM versus DM.
I think,
love it. Oh my
honestly,
God.
I think the way the bars are on this, that because it would reduce her by one size, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Tiny.
So she would.
So it could still
No,
hold
she
a
wouldn't
small
go to tiny.
creature.
She wouldn't go to tiny. She
would
would
be
go to
small.
Small.
Because it's a brig on board a ship that has
it's built
halflings
for
and dwarves.
halflings and stuff.
It would still contain her at a reduced size.
Okay, she's gonna try it. It might fail anyway because she gets a save against it. So
Not a Pomeranian, but like a Cocker Spaniel. That's good.
It is a Constitution save.
Okay.
Nice.
Assyria,
Yes.
your constitution is +2.
Okay.
And
Good to
she'll
know.
wave her staff and say, "Might be better if she was yay big."
Oh, yes.
I think this is gonna be great. That's a 5. So
Nails.
Oh, yes.
it's gonna be amazing.
I imagine
Okay.
in Kahlo's perspective, when
Rolled a
Kahlo
3.
does this, it
I
actually...
do this and I
Yep.
watch her shrink down between my fingers.
And Doc, you watch as Assyria's form just goes, zzz, and you too, Tira, you see
a less
Assyria's wolf
intimidating
form.
looking werewolf.
just as
From
wild but more Tasmanian devil than saber wolf.
Can I, as a free action, put my sword away?
Is it harder for her to reach the ceiling now? Or can
Oh,
she
the
crawl
ceiling
up
is a no-go
Okay.
without climbing up the bars. So, okay. So,
I would look over my shoulder and give one of those, like, nods.
I give a slower nod.
I'm assuming that was just the regular enlarge reduce spell.
Yes. So I have to hold concentration on it.
All right, so you have concentration,
It lasts for a minute.
and
so
all your damage is 1d4 less in your wolf form, Assyria.
Okay.
Wow. Awesome.
Which now
Good to know.
brings us to Assyria in your wolf form. I would like you to
Alright.
roll a d6. On a d6, you leap harmlessly at the ceiling.
Okay. That is going to be a 3.
All right, we'll see what happens here. A 3 is you suddenly turn your attention to the bars on that face the fore of the ship. So
Oh no.
you're going to make an attack against the bars.
Okay.
little claws.
So yeah, make a regular attack roll.
That's gonna be a dirty 20.
That is going to be a successful hit. So roll
But
your.
Assyria is intimidated, right?
Yes, actually. So that would be a disadvantage.
Good call, Gary.
Okay.
Nice.
With disadvantage, that is still gonna be a 15.
That is not enough to do damage to the bars.
All right. Sweet.
As this much smaller werewolf crashes against the bars, we see the raging look of the slightly smaller yellow eye, and we zoom in to Assyria, where you've prepared to lash out at this panther.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
All right.
Get him.
So Assyria has the arrow launched and is aiming for Shadowheart. Probably for the first time, though, you actually see that there's a slight quiver. She's not as steady as she usually is, but she will go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 8. I don't think that's gonna work.
The panther barely moves, avoiding the arrow that slams into the ground next to it. You just you have the one attack?
Nope, I have another.
Okay.
She will grab another arrow and let it fly. That's better. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Ooh.
That will hit her.
Okay. That is going to be 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Because I forgot to Hunter's Mark. So.
So
Hunter's Mark.
your arrow.
Hunter's Mark.
Your arrow slams into the haunches of this werepanther that as it strikes and you see it sort of recoil, the form shifts and you see Venetrix stand up in her full form and just reach down and pull the arrow out of her hip. Did that make you feel better? And she just drops it to the ground. There's no blood.
Mm-hmm. Sarah, won't answer.
We can do this all day if you want. I came here to help you. Answer any questions.
Way of showing it. You have a very funny way of showing that. After all, you did say not to trust you.
And you shouldn't. It's good to be on your guard. If you choose to do this on your own, know that you will be hunted. I mean,
seem to be getting hunted anyways.
And the Silver Talons. And we still don't know what Cain is up to.
I guess that's a bit of a relief.
He is a dangerous wild card. He has worked for years directly for Ravona, hunting lycanthropes. To what end we don't know. But he recently vanished. We cannot find him, even with magic. If you see him, your best recourse may be to kill him on sight. If you can.
I've done it once before, but...
Yeah, that was very effective.
Oh, burn. Sorry.
You'll find that in our state, very little can truly harm us, unless it is magical or silver. Silver is your enemy now.
Well aware of that. Why don't you tell me more about these talons?
When I was first turned, sire-marked and transformed, I reveled in my newfound powers and abilities, and I began to turn others into lycans like myself, though none rose to my level of power. Until about 7 years ago, I encountered a woman who served the Raven Queen. I tried to kill her and turn her, but she fought me off for several months, nearly killing me in the process. Until finally, I overcame her. In her death, I was surprised to see that she was not afraid to die. She said it was her destiny to give her soul over to the Raven Queen. At the next moon, the Raven Queen visited me. She told me that the lycanthropes were anathemas. They were soul thieves. I took up the mantle of serving the Raven Queen in that moment, vowing never to turn another being into a lycan. I have served her ever since. Either converting them to our cause or killing them. You too can serve the Raven Queen. It is a just service. The curse of lycanthropy is just that. A curse. Chauthar. And Penny Smoothhands. Actually, Penny,
Yeah.
You're up first, Penny.
Awesome. I want to hit the hell out of this kelp bitch again. Please.
The kelp bitch. All right.
Kelp bitch! Alright, here comes my one attack with the dagger. It is a 9.
It will miss.
That's fine. Here's my attack with the rapier. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
And then my second attack with the rapier is a 14.
Okay, so roll a d12.
Okay. 12.
That rapier shot is a piercing shot to the head. Roll a d20.
Oof. Oh my god. Okay. So do I just roll my damage now?
Nope, roll a d20.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear. 19.
Your weapon stabs into the outside of your opponent's eye, piercing it and pulling it from its socket as you draw your weapon back.
Oh, cool.
The target
Amazing.
loses an eye and is now bleeding.
Amazing.
Which means at the start of each of her turn, she will suffer 1d10 of she'll suffer 1d10 of bleed damage.
Okay. Sick.
So now you max your damage on that.
Max
And then
damage.
roll any damage dice again.
Okay. So that's plus 6. So that is 12, 18 points of damage.
Okay. And what was your second attack?
Second attack was a... I'm sorry, I think it was a 14.
That's a hit.
No, Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, then. Well, okay, that's 9 extra points of damage for me. Penny Smoothhands coming in there all hot and very quick halfling.
Okay. Chauthar.
And I imagine she's just going, yeah! Many times.
So where is Chauthar relative to Vorn?
Half a ship. Well, actually, no. Vorn's running towards you, so Vorn's only 10 feet away.
Okay, great. So Chauthar is going to use her bonus action to disengage from the kelp bitch.
Okay.
And she is going to move over to Vorn. And Vorn is adjacent to somebody, right?
Vorn is adjacent to one of the Blade Masters, yeah.
Okay, great. So I can just roll to attack?
Yep.
Okay.
Penny Smoothhands needs your help with kelp bitch. Just want that to be known.
Okay, so 1 crit, 1 miss.
Another crit. That's the third crit tonight. So roll a d12 on the crit.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Roll a d12 on the crit. 9.
Okay, so that's going to be torso.
Okay.
And yeah, roll a d20.
Roll a d20 as well. Okay. 15.
You drive your weapon into your opponent's shoulder, spinning them around and knocking them to the ground.
Oh.
Awesome.
Which is hold on. Piercing torso. That was... Wait, where did it go? Hold on. This thing... Okay, no. You puncture deeply into their bicep, and the wound
Ooh.
What? This makes no sense, what this says. Hold on. Your weapon punctures deeply into your opponent's bicep, and the wound immediately welcomes a chance splash of muck. Oh, okay. I think that means... I don't know what that means. You knocked him prone. That's what happened.
Okay,
in addition
great.
to your max damage plus damage die roll.
All right. So that's 4 plus 8, 12, 13 from the dagger hit, and 7 from the rapier. And as she gets there, she's going to go back to back with Vorn. Their sweating, glistening bodies pressing up against each other.
Yes.
And she's going to lean over her shoulder and she's going to say, "Isn't this great, Vorn? Getting the blood hot."
Yes. Crushing it, Gary. Absolutely 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Getting the blood hot. Let's go. That's the next t-shirt at miniterraindomain.com at Teespring.
Not a real web address, but okay.
Close enough. Hey, you know what? It's all there. Just rearrange the parts.
Okay.
And as she finishes her turn, she's going to be looking around exaggeratedly.
Yeah. And Vorn feels like, so we're back to back, right?
Yep, 100%.
All right. So Vorn feels like the tall, muscular body of Shatha against his back, along with the toned glutes and the traps and the broad shoulders. And Vorn is like, hell yeah.
You know,
an orc, and then he charges towards the priest when it's my turn, of course. I'm not sure when my turn is.
You know how in movies, when there's like a big combat or any kind of action happening, and suddenly everything seems to get quiet all around the characters and it's just their voices? Mm-hmm. For that moment, there's just slow motion as Vorn and Shatha's hair are sort of whipping around. There's still the flash of light from fire. There's sparks from swords glancing off of one another.
Yeah.
And so the last thing that Shatha does, as I said, she's looking around, but she doesn't say anything, but she's looking for Tira because Tira isn't in the midst of battle.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, is.
Oh my god, for the record, Brooke, I feel betrayed. I'm looking at the chat right now.
All right.
You'd be nothing without me.
So,
wow.
Penny Smooth Hands. In the moment in which the Shatha leaves your side to go assist Vorn. First off, roll me a d10. Penny, roll me a d10. That's you.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. A d10. That's a 10, baby.
So the priestess is leaking blood from her eye. It's just or where her eye was. It's just running down her face. This sort of fish folk creature. And you see her make with her staff a motion like this and begin swirling it in front of you. And she says something in the Sahuagin language that you don't understand. And she launches a point blank. I'll think of the word in a minute. Guiding bolt.
Oh no.
At your chest, which would be at disadvantage because it's ranged. However, she's in a blood frenzy, so that's an even roll.
Ooh.
And I rolled a crit. Which means Penny Smooth Hands is going to take 24 just right off the top. I haven't even rolled dice yet.
Oh no.
And that's a 4d6. So she's going to take 24. Okay. 33. I rolled like 3 2s and a 3. 33 points of radiant damage to Penny Smooth Hands, which, if my calculations are correct, leaves Penny in very bad shape.
So, pick your favorite NPC, because now if they die, you have to.
That's exactly half of Penny's total thing, and I imagine this, like, since this is the anime episode, I imagine it just was poof, it hits Penny square in the chest, and Penny just goes back on her feet about 20 feet maybe to the. Are we on the bow?
Yeah,
you're at the bow. Raised just a little bit. She goes back all the way to like the rail, and then like kind of like hits it, and is just. For a while, she was feeling pretty good about herself, and now she's sensing freaking mortality.
I'm just checking to see. So she did that spell.
Penny Smooth Hands has 66 total hit points.
And had taken previously had taken damage from the spiritual weapon.
How much? I don't know if we ever said.
I did.
Sorry.
But
okay, I apologize.
It was a fair amount because I have Penny at 6 total points.
6? Well, I trust you completely. I apologize.
Because it would have been, I don't remember. I remember it was not a small number.
Okay. Ooh, so Penny is effed.
Yeah, and, Penny is in really bad. Like, Penny is singed from this radiant fire.
She's like holding onto her chest where the last one hit, and she just yells out for Captain Dervish.
Seeing this, it is actually Dervish's turn. Dervish is going to... Dervish is going to... What's the range on that? Dervish comes running forward, hearing Penny cry out. And he's going to take the opportunity attack from the Sohogan. So that's going to be... I gotta make sure he doesn't get crit as he's running away. So he takes the opportunity attack, or rather he doesn't, because it's a 10. So this blade whips past where he was, and almost in the same slow motion that Vorn and Shatha are in, Dervish turns and just with this fierceness goes walking forward, and when he gets in 30 feet, he raises one of the scimitars up, and lightning starts at his shoulder, curls around his wrist and around the blade, and just arcs across at the priestess. He is going to make an attack. Don't fail me, don't fail me, don't fail me. That is a dirty 20 as he casts Witch Bolt against her.
Nice.
For a total of... for a total of 8 damage. Let me just see how many it has left. She is suddenly wreathed in electricity as he is blasting away at her in this sustained arc of electricity. Vorn, it is your turn.
Vorn is after he, has that both brief moment with Shatha, grips his axe and he charges towards the priestess. And I'm going to roll with advantage. I'm going to do a jumping attack. I'm going
1 second, because you are leaving a Sahuagin Blade Master's area of attack. You get an opportunity attack against you again.
Let's get it.
That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Nope, you're going to re-roll that one.
All right. I will re-roll that for 5 tomes.
Ricky is blowing through the carries tonight. 10 plus 1.
This is how this is going to play out, because the re-roll turned into a crit fail.
Oh, suck it.
So I'm going to, because you're turning away from it, I'm going to give the free opportunity attack to Shatha as you turn towards the priestess.
Go, Shatha.
Gonna save you.
Shatha covers your disengage.
Only got 11 though.
and clashes swords with the Wave Master. Basically, this blade comes down at your back, Vorn, and Shotha, you just bring yours up and intercept it. Continue with your action, Vorn.
Yeah, Vorn is charging towards the priestess, and he's going to do an overhead vertical strike, trying to cleave her in half from the top of her skull down to the middle of her stomach.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
And Vorn is going to absolutely do this. Well, I don't know. Let's go. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Roll damage.
Only I can do more than 10 points of damage with a axe.
You miss cutting into her head, instead slicing into her shoulder.
Oof.
And doing a pretty fair amount of damage to her, but she's still standing.
I think Vorn
do you have a second attack?
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, you've got a second attack. You still have an action surge. You got all kinds of stuff.
Okay, well, so, which is better, action surge or a second attack?
Well, second attack you would do first anyway.
You get you get them both.
Action surge would let you take your 2 attacks again if you choose.
We're gonna do 2 attacks again.
Well, finish your first attack first to see if she's still standing.
Finish the old orange juice before you open the new orange juice, Ricky.
That's gonna be a dirty 22.
Oh my god!
Roll damage.
See, I rolled all those shitty rolls like 20 episodes ago.
Early on, you're saving them up.
Oh, but that's a power 6 on the swing on the axe there.
You are hacking away at this priestess, and it is very effective. But you haven't killed her yet.
Well, then I'm going to swing around and I'm going to channel both all the dark hate inside of my heart for all the things that I've been through, and all of I envision. Well, let's just swing it and see how it goes. Then we'll narrate it afterward.
So you're gonna take your action surge now?
Hell yeah!
All right, 2 more attacks.
All right, and that's a 23 on the first one.
Yep, that's gonna hit. Roll damage.
11.
What does it look like when you take her out?
Oh my god. Hot, that's what.
As Vorn swings and he like kind of feels the momentum of going in one direction, he follows it and just curls it around to a complete circle, and then he cleaves across her torso, and he feels his axe crunch into her middle spine as he pulls it through and cuts her in half as the gore shatters and rains upon him as her one half falls to the ground.
In that arc,
the other half standing.
That arc of blood, as you bring your axe laterally through her body, for just a moment, your axe arcs with the lightning of Dervish's witch bolt as it transfers to your axe. You don't take any damage from that, but you are momentarily just illuminated in the arcing light of this, as you're also splattered with blood, and you still have 1 attack left.
What does Shotha think as he brings his axe around and then does a Mortal Kombat fatality and brings the axe down upon the half torso on the head and finishes her?
Shotha is nodding, and she's gonna wink, and she's gonna say, "My turn."
I'm so glad that you're playing Shotha.
And that last swing is a natural 20 plus a 27.
Well, she was already dead. You're attacking her dead body.
Another one that's close.
Now she's in fourth.
Decapitation.
She wasn't half. Now she's in fourth.
Born just chucks his axe over her.
That's what I thought he was going to do, was chuck his axe at the other Sahuagin by Shotha.
Oh, there's other one. Okay, then we'll throw it towards that. That makes more sense. And we'll throw it towards that. And my big ass axe. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll let that crit stand as you throw the axe at the one that Shotha was engaged with.
And it has a purple flare of my psychic energy as it flows through the air and cleaves into the one that Shotha's engaged with.
So that's max damage. Roll a d12.
Can Vorn headbang as the axe flies away from him?
I mean, pretty much.
A gust of wind kicks up, and Vorn's just standing there like,
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a d20 real quick.
Yeah. So silly. That's a 13.
Oh no. With a targeted strike, you connect with your opponent's groin. They squeal in agony as they fall prone. Actually, well, it doesn't matter. They were prone anyway.
God.
The target is incapacitated till the end of their next turn. Yeah, this one's in very bad shape as you just, throw your axe into it. Roll. You get max damage for any damage you're doing to it, because you said you imbued it with your psychic ability. Is it what?
Yeah.
Okay, so max damage, and then roll any dice again on top of that. So that'd be that D12, and if there's a psychic die too.
That's going to be an 8 on the
12.
Yep.
It was 16. And do you have a psychic die?
I do.
I mean, were you mechanically imbuing it with psychic energy? I don't have your character sheet.
I was doing it for flair.
Okay,
but if you want
that's
that.
fine. Roll a d6 because you still have the electrical charge attached to it. So that's 16, 22, 30. Actually, you can go ahead and narrate how you take this one out. Because
as the axe flies into the one that Shotha's engaged with, there is you ever see Highlander when they get the quickening?
Absolutely.
Bolts of lightning striking all around the ocean and in the axe and a little bit through Vorn as the thing kills a non-important NPC as the quickening happens between Vorn and this NPC, but mostly to Vorn. This is
as the axe comes through, there's this gush of blood coming from this creature's groin, and Shotha's going to step out of the way, and her hair is going to be swinging in the wind, and she's going to smile at Vorn and say, "You make quite the team, Vorn."
Oh my god!
And Vorn just roars in an orcish roar as he lifts his hands to the sky as the quickening happens.
As soon as he roars, Shotha's like, "Roar!"
And we do this Cleon roar together. Roar!
And I've spent.
This is
we're
something
done.
I cannot give him.
And then they have a cigarette.
I cannot give him the brotherhood.
So
that this is okay.
Everything that has happened on deck, you have seen, Mizya. What do you do?
I can't.
I think you just see Mizya's head and shoulders are peaked up above the floor line of the stairs, and in the couple of seconds that it's been since I cast mage hand or not mage armor, I see this just absolute carnage, and then just very slowly sink back down and head back downstairs.
I'm going to skip over some of the NPCs and go to Doc. What are you doing?
Doc is going to attempt to intimidate Asaria again. And this time he's not going to say anything. He's just going to use the power of his eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact.
I will use a tome.
You're burning through those tomes tonight. Whoops.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I used 3. Ricky used fucking 12. So Give me a break.
Wow. Guess who used 0?
I mean, they're there to be used, right? Otherwise, they're just
you're
stacked.
Tell me how you really
That is
feel.
why the audience gives them to you. And by audience, I sometimes mean you.
Yes.
What save am I rolling?
It's another intimidation.
Another intimidation?
Charisma.
Charisma. Okay. That's gonna be a 16.
I did not roll my extra die because I was pretty satisfied that you wouldn't be able to beat my 23.
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, Asteria has low charisma.
I know. Doc has high charisma
Yeah.
and focus and intimidation. So his eye contact, he's going to capture this mini wolflet, its gaze, and he's going to bore into its soul, trying to pierce the wolf and get through to the Asteria inside.
Hell yeah.
That was intense. Sorry, y'all.
No, I loved it.
That was badass.
Tira,
Locked in. Yeah.
Tira, you have seen Doc staring down Assyria in werewolf form. You have seen Assyria suddenly made smaller as you see Kahlo standing there holding the staff in that direction. What do you do?
Did she hear the roars of the orcs above?
Actually, you have heard. You know what? You have heard swords clashing above,
Ricky's
far
feeling
up above
spicy.
head, and you do hear Vorn yelling. But then you hear another roar joining in with him.
That's so mean.
And I imagine, like, Tira would have heard, I imagine they're yelling back and forth in Orcish, and she would have heard the Orcish language being yelled. And then she hears that and just sort of, like, has been looking up, and you just see Tira's eyes kind of sink. And she just sort of drifts away for a second. And then when Doc is doing his thing, she would sort of go back up to the bars now that Assyria is small and like a Cocker Spaniel. Oh, fuck off, Gary. I'm sorry. and then she would just sort of like kind of crouch down like a baseball catcher and just sort of kind of be like looking into the cage, through the bars, and just sort of looking at Assyria, kind of waiting for the fever to break, essentially.
Kahlo?
If I go upstairs and break sightline, can I still maintain the spell with concentration?
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh.
I was looking at the
Good
concentration description. It didn't say I can't.
No, you, as long as you're concentrating on, because you can cast other non-concentration spells,
Right.
you can fight, whatever. You're just concentrate. How long? What's the duration on the? Is it a minute?
1 minute. Yeah.
So
and
yeah,
it's
you can
been
hold
6
concentration.
seconds,
Yeah,
so-
you can hold concentration on this.
All right, looks like you've got this under control. I'm gonna see what the fuss is upstairs. So she's gonna start going up to investigate and go past Menestrad and where Mizya is sinking down.
Yep, you pass right by, and what you see is you walk up towards passing Mizya, and you walk into pure carnage. There's blood on the deck. Vorn and Shatha are screaming into the night sky. Some of the other crew are dispatching the last remaining Sahuagin. There are dead fish people bodies on deck. And already some of the Clockwork crew is picking up the pieces of those bodies and throwing them overboard. And there's even a couple of them that have grabbed their buckets and mops and are already, while there's still fighting happening, they're swabbing the deck.
Oh my god.
As all of this carnage is around you. And you just see sort of the remnants of the electrical energy in the blood everywhere. And we see where that dead Sahuagin is that Vorn dispatched on the ground, and Chatha was right next to the pool of blood that is sitting there. We see it sort of seeping through the deck boards, and blood starts pooling on the second level, and it runs down where all of those crates and barrels are that Vorn stacked on the floor above, runs down a barrel and through a crack. And Tira and Doc, you see as a couple of blood streaks, drops are dripping from above onto Assyria in this diminutive wolf form. And Assyria.
Yeah.
You are standing there facing Venetrix, who has taken back on her Shatterkai self. Well, this was certainly interesting. Remember what I've told you. In 1 month, you will have a choice to make. I hope you make the right choice. Could be a powerful ally. Would very much hate to have to kill you. Oh, and one more thing. All of us, regardless of what decision you make, you have until the Feast of the Moon Festival between Uktar and Nightol near the end of the year. With yours being the final transformation of the Sire Marks, the Sisterhood will begin their new ritual. If completed, they will attempt to gain control over all of us and turn us into metalycans.
Metalycans?
She just stares at you, and you can see that her form is beginning to dissolve in front of you. And you see where she's just staring at you with these dark eyes and her lips sewn together with silver wire. Behind her, the burned spears of spruce trees reaching towards the sky. This all sort of transitions in front of your eyes. The spears of the trees turn into the bars of the brig, and her form standing in front of you dissolves into that of Doc. And you collapse into the deck of the brig, panting heavily in wolf form, curled into a fetal position. And eventually, the spell wears off, and you begin to grow back to your normal size. And
as she does, I would like to kind of like reach forward through the bars and like, I want to like hold her hand.
As you grasp her hand, you feel the thick padding of her palm as it turns softer and the hair recedes from her skin. And Assyria, the half-elf, lies naked, curled in a fetal position, panting, covered in sweat. In Assyria, you have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Ooh.
And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Wow.
Oh
my god.
Wow.
There we go. That was
wow wee.
There was a point
Phenomenal.
partway through where the player saw this. I didn't put it in the game chat, but I said, me looking at the all the pieces in the encounter, I've made a huge mistake. This is one of the most complex encounters I've run, but I think everything went really well, and I liked having you all control NPCs, and I love doing these sort of split cinematics when you have technically a split party, because one of your party is undergoing a powerful transformation.
Just a minor one.
Gary as Doc, your actions worked really well to keep Assyria from being able to break through, because that would have been a whole different ball game if Assyria had broken out of the cage and would have immediately attacked whoever's nearby.
Oh no.
But the full moon has passed, and when we return next week, it will be a brand new day. And I can promise you, the shore will be in sight.
Oh, amazing!
Thank you, Kahlo, for making her a Pomeranian, not white.
Yeah.
Is she still tiny though? Is she a tiny naked Assyrian?
No, the spell wore off before she quite a while before she transformed.
Before anything sentimental happened.
Emotional damage. Oh, look, it's the consequences.
I gotta find the stream. Whoops, that is not at all.
The consequences.
Oh boy.
So fucking good. Wow.
Gary, while I'm setting up for a raid, why don't you tell people what we got coming up this week?
Yes, so tomorrow is Dreadful Tales over on fortnerd.com. It is episode 4 of Arc 2. Dreadful Tales is our 2 Dungeon Master, 10-player 4 Arc 2 finale Ravenloft anthology. How does that work? What does it mean? You'll have to follow us into the mists to find out.
Wow. You're really good at that, Gary.
Yeah.
What else is going on this week?
We've got Dawnbringers on Thursday night, but we also have, and we mentioned it earlier this week, we have what is it? It's called Guys and Ghosts, No Girls Allowed. It is our first on Fortnerd.com on Friday night at 9:00. We are playing Phasmophobia. It's myself, Jake, Dwight, who's never played, and Anthony from Talon and Claw. I promise there will be a lot of screaming. And then the following week, we're doing an all-girls weekend. So
I love
please
it.
tune into that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And
amazing.
Though I know it's in direct competition with our other stream, the beginning of the end for the Curse of Strahd is tomorrow night at 8:30 on Dice on Ice RPG. We've been playing that game for 3 years.
Oh man!
And it is coming to an end. It'll either end tomorrow or it'll end in 2 weeks.
Wow.
One way or the other. And as Gary said, we got Dawnbringers coming up, and
you have been playing Strahd since I've known you.
Yeah.
Like, that's trippy.
So, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. I saw some new faces in the chat, new followers. Hope you enjoy. Thank you to, looks like, actually, Carrie, I'm glad I saw that. I missed your cheer. Thank you to Mischievous Red, who rated us earlier. I missed that, and I apologize. And thank you to Paradise Prod, Paradise Production for rating us as well with all their viewers.
Love y'all.
We, in just a moment, are going to return the favor by rating friends who roll dice. They're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Be sure to let them know that MTD sent you. Yeah, so as I said, thank you to everybody in chat. If you're one of those people who likes to lurk quietly and not participate in chat, thank you. We appreciate you all the same. And of course, a huge thank you to these amazing players who really turned up the heat tonight in many ways. Some would even say turned on the bloodlust. Gives new meaning to the phrase bloodlust.
Oh my God.
Thank you to
character.
Thank you to Gary, Dwight, Brooke, Jordan, Carrie, and Ricky, without whom it would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we are going to end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.